Looking back on the history of how I even got into horror, you have to give it up for the ARGs that got me here. They're the thing that even got me interested in the genre when all I did was look at it like it was just pure gore, when horror could be so much more than just that. But ARGs are where it all started for me. The one that got me seriously into horror was Marble Hornets, but I've already talked about that one to death. And I can talk the big ones up all day long if I wanted to, but you can't ignore smaller ARGs. Hidden gems are still gems. Hell, the whole reason this video is being made is because there's an ARG out there that needs our help. And I'm willing to bet that you probably don't even know what it is, which honestly is unfortunate considering it's something that I haven't seen done before. How do you feel about stop-motion animation? Too bad we're doing this. Strap in. Cranbrook's Guide to Stop-Motion Animation starts out with a pretty simple premise. It's been done before in the ARG world, at least one time. Tutorials that go off the rails. If you do them right, they're fun. If you want to see them done right, then you can check out Alan Tutorial. But before I get into the meat, the delicious meat of this strange little series, we're gonna have to stop here, and I'm going to tell you to go to the link in the description and watch the entire series through. I mean, if you don't care about spoilers, I don't care if you don't care about spoilers, but this is your last chance, okay? It's 90 minutes out of your day, and in order to understand why I'm geeking out about this weird little ARG, then you're gonna need to sit back, relax, and enjoy a healthy dose of really creepy shit. No, really, go on, I'll wait. Are you back now? Did you have fun? Did you get me a coffee? Wait, you did? Oh, that's really sweet of you, but I don't actually have a way to drink the coffee. But thank you for thinking of me. You enjoy that. You've earned it. Unless you didn't sit there for 90 minutes, in which case you dumped that down the sink. You do not deserve coffee. Anyway, let's talk about that 90-minute ordeal. The tutorial series starts off with a fun and bright background, pretty bubbly blue letters on a white backdrop with fun, happy music that kinda reminds me of a glockenspiel. Anyway, Cran seems very happy that we're here watching what he's doing. He's using humor and weirdness to get across how certain things are done in the stop-motion world. The tutorial for creating your own puppet is pretty easy to follow, and if I actually had the energy, I would make my own puppet, but I do not have that energy. All my energy is put here, and I barely have enough energy for this.
Just stuff I've figured out from experience and book learning. So there's probably better ways to do this, but this is just how I do it. So this first episode will focus on making the skeleton or armature, which is really the only reason the puppet can move and hold its position at all. Without it, it would just be another flip-floppy plushie. So let's start.
But the thing is, the tutorials themselves are actually pretty in-depth for the basics. Even though Cran makes digs at himself and pokes at his own wording, he does seem very interested in teaching us how to do what he does, even if he has reiterated multiple times that he is not a professional. After being shown how to create a puppet, the proper equipment that we need to use, the proper software that we need to use, how things work, and how things don't work, we finally get to see how things are moved from point A to point B. And then we meet this little fireball over here. Oh, I look at him go. He's so angry.
Well, yeah.
No, you can't be serious. Look, we've been waiting for months. It's been months since your last guide video, and you want to know how to, animate something? And you're giving us a freaking ball?
Well, if you'd let me explain for a
We
moment.
want to know how to make arms and legs move and how to express emotion. What about that? What about my face, huh? What about the eyes and the mouth? How do I sync up words so I can go look, goo boo boo
look,
boo boo?
I feel you, buddy. I feel you. Oh, look at him go! I don't blame him for going off, though, considering how long it took to get to this point. But we do get some cool information on how to move a ball or a little, phallic-looking thingy. And then we're on to the next episode, which is about lip-syncing and, wait a minute. Who is this guy?
Okay, well, it looks good. Thanks.
I mean, he looks like our little fireball from earlier, but not really. Enough to think they're the same person, but not enough to think they're the exact same guy, if that actually makes any sense.
If you want to report a line or something, you can do that.
But he's friendly and eager to help. So let's give him a shot. Hang on, what's that? Oh, there's our little fireball. So then who is this guy?
Beep bop pooty doo, winter cree vertaloo, see pra bingly bong bay. Ah!
Anyway, things get mouthy. Gross. And we get a great look at how to do lip sync for this type of puppet. We also get a great look at how to decide what mouth to use, how diction and enunciation can change what a mouth can do, and that you don't need to use a mouth for every single motion. It's a great little tutorial, and then oh no. Oh no. Aw, baby, who hurt you? Poor thing. Alright, moving right along from that, we get back to the tutorial part, where we finally get to the dreaded walk cycle.
Viewer discretion is advised. Not really. It's just walk cycle, calm your toenail.
Shut up about my toenails. I like my toenails. What is your deal? Anyway, we get an in-depth look at how legs work and how toe flopping is the coolest thing since toasted bread. And we get to see Gray Shirt go walkie-walkie. Look at him go. This is one of the longer episodes, so you really get a good idea of how things work and how things function and what to and not to do. Tutorial ends with our Gray Shirt being sassy and then a suck-up. Seems to be an ongoing theme with these guys.
Well, that's another one. Yeah, took you long enough. What? Oh, nothing. I liked it. You did a good job explaining. Oh, thank you. Hey, you know, you really seem to have cheered up since you first showed yourself. Well, I'm trying my best.
And then?
Hey!
That's when the tutorial aspect of this thing starts to slip. Our little fireball is back on screen and is ready to go, but you try fighting with tiny arms and a big head. It's like watching a toddler try to fist fight a bear. It's adorable. Until it's not. Grayscale is not happy with sharing the screen with Fireball, but Fireball does not know when to quit, even if it would be better for his overall safety.
No, I'm sorry, please! No! Excuse me!
And now for the really fun part.
What the hell is this?
The rules that this world has have been broken, just like Fireball's arms and legs. As noted by Grayscale in the next episode when he pulls our little Fireball back together. And then he moves out of the way and promptly almost gets punched in the face. Just had to straighten the wires out. Well, anyway, our little Fireball is told that he needs to back off for a bit and cool down. And because he's a good little boy, he does so.
Okay. Alright. We'll see you at some point in the future. Oh. Don't come back.
Aw, poor baby. Anyway, after an interesting look at facial expressions, the rules of the world we tangentially understand are once again pushed. Fireball walks away behind the set to cool off and decides that it might just be better to not exist. Why should he even be here if he's not wanted? Peeking over the edge to see the carpeting below, he shuts his eyes and leans forward, but apparently, somebody did not agree with that decision.
What?
Yeah, that was my reaction too when I first saw it. Holy crap. Next animation is supposed to be about character animation, and while it kind of gets the job done, we don't actually get a tutorial. At this point, Fireball gives a seemingly sincere apology while also taking swipes at the other guy. So now he and Grayscale are going to have a nice chat and,
When did you... Okay, that's great and all. Yay, everyone's friends.
But you heard what I told you. Why are you still here?
Okay, I know you don't like me, and honestly, I don't have much reason to like you either. But something happened while I was gone, and I don't know, it just kind of freaked me out. And I should care because... Well, when you broke my arms and legs, you said I was fine because the wire was just bent? Well, yeah. Puppets are made of wire. Did you not know that? I mean, it sounds like something I could have heard before, but it seems like you know a lot more than I do about how all this works. You never did say where you came from. I told you and him I was just made. That's it. And you're fine with that? Just made? Yeah, what's wrong with that? Don't you wonder if there's something more? Like ever? Look, all I know is I'm you now. You don't matter anymore, so go away. But why? If anything, why couldn't we both be a part of this? I've calmed down now and I apologized. Why do you have to replace me? Because, well, I don't know. That's just what I thought was supposed to happen. Who told you that?
well, we come to find out that Grayscale isn't exactly sure what's going on either. But he doesn't want to give up his position as the lead puppet. After all, if you're not in the spotlight, what else is there for you in this place? This weird world made of white, stored in an attic and animated by one man. Anyway, in order to help figure out what's going on, Cran shows footage from the first episode, and Fireball confirms that this is what he heard in the beginning. But now that that's over with, Grayscale has questions too. So consider the tutorials completely out the window. It's not about guides anymore, unless by guide you mean guidance for these two little puppets. Cran confirms that not having a face for a while is a bad thing. But the more questioning that comes forward, the less happy Fireball and Grayscale get about their situation. They have more questions than Cran can answer. They've got our guy cornered, and he asks them the only question he can think of to get through to them just how serious this situation has become.
Do you want to die? Whoa. Because that's what's gonna happen if we don't keep this going. To me, at least.
It turns out that Cran is not Cran. And he never was.
Look at me. Tell me what you see. There's nothing there. Yeah. I don't know how we never picked up on that. Where are you? I'm here. You're looking in the right place. But that's all I am. A voice. The only thing I'm good for is narrating and producing the guides.
This friendly, guiding voice that we have had through the entirety of this tutorial series is just that. a voice, and an editor. The rules of creation for this world are slowly being brought to light, and it does not look pretty. Nobody wants to be completely controlled by something they don't even understand, especially if they're not fast enough to get away. But there might be a way out. They just have to sit still and be quiet.
What do you mean you switched to real time? Okay, so you guys exist in, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, puppet time, I guess? You move normally to each other, but from Cranbusher's perspective, if he ever comes here and sees you two, you look totally still. It's probably why you changed direction so fast. He saw you doing something he didn't like, and he fixed the issue.
They cannot let the... I'm sorry, what was it you guys called it again?
Huge and squishy.
Right, thank you. They cannot let him know what is going on. So the narrator puts this plan into action, and it works. Unfortunately, our dear little felted boys cannot keep quiet long enough, and in a quick second, the shortest second of their lives, real time for us and them at last, it all goes horribly wrong and they only have one option left.
Run! Can't catch him, can't see!
And they do. Holy shit. The smoothness of this animation took my breath away the moment I saw it. And this is the point where I have to stop. Why do I have to stop? Because even though I gave you the option of getting spoiled, I am not ruining this for you. But think about it. This stop-motion world that started as a lighthearted way to get into the business turned sour over the course of a few years for us, and only a few minutes for them. Time is an illusion, especially when you're made of felt and wire. And if that doesn't make you at least a little uncomfortable, then I don't know what to tell you. Well, I can tell you to think. How scary would this world be? Think about it. Really think. Your only purpose in this world is to help create tutorials for others. At one point, you think your arms and legs are broken, but it turns out they're just easily bent back into place. You try to leave, but something won't let you, and you're not exactly sure what it is or what happened. The laws of physics and reality have already been bent around just like your arms and legs were a minute ago. You can also kind of remember the moment you were born, which in any case you're not supposed to be able to do, even if you're not made of felt. Your eyes and mouth can be taken away. You can only do anything if someone else lets you. And the person you thought was in complete control of the situation has even less power than you do. He doesn't even have a body. He doesn't even have a face. He's a voice in some software, and that's all he can be. So then who really is pulling the strings behind this puppet show? This angry boy. Look at that face. This world was created by an angry man, and he is pissed that the control that he has been taken away. And it seems that sassing the creator is a thing with this guy. Oof. If you watch back, realizing now that the narrator and Cranbusher are not the same person, those jabs are no longer self-deprecating. They're passive aggression aimed at an oppressor, and it was probably the only way that the narrator could fight back at all. He was only able to tell Fireball and Grayscale what was going on because he got lucky and they wouldn't stop asking. Maybe asking questions is a loophole in this world. And now, we deal with this delightful creature.
I am broken, and there is nothing you can do. Isn't that grand?
Not exactly sure what he does or why he's here, but he seems friendly. I mean, look at that smile. And from what he's saying, he knows more about what's going on and has more pull than we realized. Poor thing. So what comes next? Well, unfortunately, nothing. Well, nothing if we don't do something about it. The series, for what it is incredible, and I am disappointed with the lack of attention that it has gotten in the multiple years that it has been running. Look at that view count. It hasn't even cracked 250,000 views total. Why aren't more people talking about this? I know that some of you have seen those stop-motion animations done for Markiplier and Jacksepticeye. I know that claymation and stop-motion is creepy for some people. I know that ARGs are still popular. So what happened? It's a horror ARG done with stop motion created by one man playing at least 5 different people. He's doing the voices, he's doing the script, he made the puppets, he's moving them around, and he's done the music and the editing and the lighting and the backgrounds. This is a work of pure love. So why isn't it getting more attention? I don't know. I wish I did. Because we're running out of time. Cranbershir's Guide isn't complete. It has 3 episodes left for the finale before it comes to completion itself, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to make this video. I'm not blind. I know I'm not Nick Nocturne, and I don't know if I'll ever go over another ARG in the future. This one was just special to me because of how different it was from everything else that I have seen. I'm probably not anyone that some of you have heard of if you've stumbled upon me and weren't already subscribed. But I wanted to get the word out and let people know what they're missing out on. And now that you've seen it, hopefully you'll want to help out. Cranbershir's real name is Oliver Beale, and he has a Kickstarter up and running. People are donating, myself included. But if it's not fully funded, we're not going to get our ending. I don't want this to stop if we can do something about it. I've donated probably more than I should because I have 0 self-control and I kind of like these little guys. Look at them. And I also wanted to see an artist complete something. Few things hurt more than having to shelve something that you loved making. It's happened to me. I had a series that I was working on called Shadowcrest. It was a series of stories on no sleep. It was going to become a novel. But I had to put it down because I didn't have time, and I don't know if I'll ever pick it back up. I loved it while I did it, and I'd love to do it more. It's a terrible feeling knowing that something you've put your heart into probably won't see its ending. Because sometimes loving what you do isn't enough to get it done. Everyone runs out of time eventually. But Oliver still has time. And so do we. And maybe, if enough people see this and give this strange little thing a go, then everyone can get what they want. We can get our ending, and he can finish something. But I've been mushy enough. If you've got the money to throw at it, then do so. If you don't, then spread the word to anyone you think will care. Maybe if we get really lucky and push really hard in these last few weeks, we might get a happy ending. But I've talked so long that the sun is starting to come up through the trees. Do you think you'll be able to get home in the dark? Alright, good. I kinda have to stay here and make sure the fire is lit. But thanks for coming out into the woods and hearing me chatter about things. I may not sound like it, but I do appreciate it. Until next time, this is Dante signing off. I'll see you past sunset. Good night.